Welcome to day 120 of the 120-day Keto Carney Gapsivore-like challenge. This will be the last installment in the 120-day Keto Carney Gapsivore-like challenge video series. I am here today to tell you that by the rules of the challenge, I failed miserably. Through careful self-reflection and assessment of my life before the challenge and after the challenge, I can only see this as a great positive step in my life. And as all success is built upon failure, this failure is proving to be a key element in my success. There is no way I can capture the richness of experience of the past 120 days or enumerate all the lessons we learned, all the triumphs, all the defeats. But what I can do in this video is first tell you explicitly the gory details of how I failed. I can tell on myself and I can be vulnerable with you. Based on that report, you'll see a series of topics that will generate follow-on videos, but those will be topical and knowledge of the 120-day challenge will not be required to benefit from those. After I expose my failures to you, I will make the basic case as to why I still view this as an element in my success. And then finally, I'll set up the two videos that are being published simultaneously with this one, which represent our path forward in regards to nutrition. The substances listed in the table highlighted in yellow represent things that I ingested that violated the rules of the challenge. The substances and behaviors highlighted in green are areas in which I did not violate the rules of the challenge, but I learned a lot about. And these things fall into the similar behavioral patterns that influenced our performance in this challenge. The column labeled neurology and biochemistry does not represent comprehensive lists or even necessarily the most important factors related to these substances. And each one of these substances represents future videos in which we dive into these on a topical basis. Again, knowledge of the challenge won't be required to consume those videos, but this is where a lot of our experiences and lessons will be flushed out. And the only thing I'll say in my defense is I did not consume these throughout the challenge, but I did fall down on each one of these. So what makes me feel like I am better now than when I started the challenge? Number one, in terms of nutrition, I am currently on the program that I set out to develop and adhere to. I ended up wrestling with issues throughout the challenge that I really expected to be passed on day 7. So instead of 7 days, it took me 120, but I got to the same destination. Subjectively, I am much more healthy today, both physically and mentally, than I was when I started the challenge. I am further down the path of addiction recovery than I was when I started, and I truly cannot find any area of my life where I am worse off than I was when I started. The two videos published simultaneously with this one outline the philosophy and my current protocol that I call 5 Kingdom Nutrition. These can be seen as output of the 120-day Keto Carney Gapsivore-like challenge. And the last bit of unfinished business we have is follow-up laboratory testing. So while this is officially the last video in the 120-day Keto Carney Gapsivore-like challenge series, behind the scenes, I'm still counting days from day 1 of 120 because I want to eat the way I'm eating now for at least 3 or 4 months before I repeat the testing. So when I report back on the laboratory testing, I will note how many days, weeks, months it's been since we started the 120-day challenge. When we do repeat that laboratory testing, we will get the complete blood workup like we did before. We'll have a DEXA scan, a resting metabolic rate test, including respiratory exchange ratio. We'll have a diagnostic bone mineral density scan. We'll have a coronary artery calcium scan. We will conduct a VO2 max test, and we'll see if we can get into a sleep study. As always, I appreciate you being here. We're making progress. Don't stop now.